What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for a moment in Becky's grief series, I guess is what I'm going to call it. But the grief series, guys. So today we are going on about remembrance. I'll explain. I'll explain. But before we get into it, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And I do want to thank you to all of my OGs, my new Gs, anybody that allows me your most precious asset, your time, and spending that with me on these videos. It truly is an honor and a pleasure. And as always, my prayer is that these videos, any of my videos, find you in a way and lay on your heart that remind you to take back your power, use your intuition and your discernment, and make the choices to go and live your best journey. So let's get into it. Remembrance. This is really, I'm not sure really if that's the right word well, anyways, so what I want to talk about really is maybe the anniversary. There we go. The anniversary. The anniversary of death was 111 on the clock. So the anniversary and it's 11:01 right now. That is too much. I love you, Source. I love you so much. So the anniversary of death is oftentimes a situation where we we'll go into another depression, right? Like when we've dealt with death, it's like maybe you can make it the whole year, but then the anniversary of their death comes, and then it's almost like it takes 2 or 3 weeks for you to get out of that funk. It could even be longer. And it's like you're kind of like in this energy of like, man, it's like things were okay, but then now their date death passed, and now I'm in this energy of like, what do I do? And I think that we have, as a society, at least here in America, we have really come away from death as a celebration. And we forget all the time that death is the only thing that we're promised in life. And I say this all the time on these series because I want to remind people that life is such a precious thing. And yes, it is sad when we lose somebody, but understanding too that if all we do is spend our time remembering and being depressed and not living life, then what are we doing? We're just walking dead. We're not enjoying, we're not having any reason to experience. We don't want to experience because we're in this depression. And is the depression real? Yes. Yes, it is a very real thing. And that's why I brought this series out, because it's something that we need to talk about. And even if some of these videos are mirrors of the others, just understanding that it is only through repetition that we are able to overcome. Okay. And that's why I think it is so important when you guys go into the anniversary. For me, it is the holidays. My grandmother passed away last year, 3 days before Thanksgiving. My brother passed away 12 years ago on New Year's Eve. And my mom was diagnosed with cancer on December 16th. And today is November 2nd. So again, this is a very rough season for me personally, because it's a remembrance of all those negative things, right? And dealing with death is never easy. It's never been an easy situation. I think that it's just you kind of learn to either accept it or you let it be the travesty of who you are. And when the anniversary comes around, what do you do to remember? You know, it started with my brother. When my brother passed away, one of the favorite things that he used to do is when we would get to New Year's, we would watch, as a family, we would watch the Back to the Future movies. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So and that was what we would do as a family. We would watch Back to the Future. All of them. We would watch all of them together. And when my brother passed away, I stopped hanging out with my family on New Year's Eve because it was just too painful. I didn't know what to do. And what I would do is I would spend time watching Back to the Future, and I would watch all 3 of the movies. Even though I don't really like them, I would still watch them just to remember my brother. And then I would go and buy a 6-pack of Miller High Life, because that was the first alcohol that I ever drank, because my brother bought me some when he was taking care of my grandparents' house years and years and years ago, before I was even 21. He's like, hey, you want to drink with me? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to drink with you. Like, what you talking about? I think I was like 19, and he's like, hey, let's go get some beer. And so I drove him to the store, and that's what he got. And so it was just like a remembrance for me. And it was difficult. I would spend all day crying, drinking this nasty ass beer, because that's gross, guys. I'm sorry. That stuff is gross. And if y'all like that, I'm sorry, because that is gross. Hey, it's all right. They hear the door outside, guys. So that was what I did to really bring myself into a place of just honoring the memories that we had together. But so much of the time when death comes, it's like most people will just sit and cry and cry and cry, or they won't go out, or they'll be so depressed, or they won't talk to anybody. And I think that when we bottle up all those energies, that we're not allowing them to be expressed. And in that non-expression, we really become numb. And by the time my mom got diagnosed with cancer, like, I'd stopped doing that for a while. And when my mom got diagnosed with cancer, we always said we weren't going to cry in front of her. And not expressing those emotions when she did pass away, it was really hard for me to cry, because I had gone so long without shedding a tear. I didn't go home and cry. I just stopped crying altogether. And we think that that's a good thing. We think that, not feeling is better than feeling. And in reality, when you stop yourself from experiencing any one emotion, you stop yourself from experiencing all emotions. So if you don't want to experience, just say, anger, right? You're like, I'm never going to experience anger. I'm going to always suppress it. I'm going to always push it down. And so you do that. But then all of a sudden now you can't feel happiness. Now you don't feel excitement. You feel nothing. You just kind of walk around in a daze like, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, woo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-freaking-doo. Who cares? And so as the anniversary comes, what I'm going to ask is that any of you guys that have a hard time with the anniversary of the death of your loved one, are you able to sit down and weep? To weep. Weep like it was the first time that you lost them, because grief is an ongoing thing, and we have to allow ourselves to feel it. And the best time, sorry about that, guys, hold on. Okay, guys. So what I'm asking you to do is to use that grief on that day and feel it. Because it's once we feel it, then we're able to truly let it go. But if we're not feeling it, we're blocking ourselves from something that is so, so precious. And that's part of being human. I don't think there's a single person who hasn't experienced grief in one way, shape, or form. Anybody that's lived life has experienced grief. And you're never alone. You're never alone on this journey. There's so many people who know what it is that you're feeling, or they understand what it is that you're feeling. I've been surrounded by death, and it's the hardest one was my brother, because it didn't make any sense. I don't know why. He wasn't even 30. He was 29. It didn't make any sense. Then my mom, then my grandma. Like, none of it made any sense, and I didn't understand. And I was like, why? Why does this keep happening to me? And then I realized that this is because this is the journey. The journey is to live and to survive. And as you're surviving, as you get older, there are going to be people around you who pass away. Don't stay in a state of grief. Don't stay in a state of anger. Don't stay in a state of blame. There is no blame. None of us have control over life. And those that take control over life, well, again, certain place, certain time. We can't determine when it's our time. And I know some of you guys have lost people due to certain circumstances that were outside of anybody's control. But a person on the other end, i.e. murder, accidental shootings, things like that, right? Or tragic accidents. Everything in life, whether you want to believe it or not, is truly an accident. Even life itself is an accident. And a miracle. So instead of staying in this energy of feeling like nothing is going to change for you, that feeling like nothing is ever going to come to fruition for you, feeling like You're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. Feel your grief. Remember them. What did you guys do together? And go and do that. There's beauty in that. And it makes them feel like they're right there. I'll leave you guys with this one last story. I remember once, it was a couple years after my brother had passed away, and I was sitting on the couch at home by myself. And I was watching TV, and I was watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. My brother loved that movie. He loved that movie. We used to watch it together a lot. And as I was watching it, I was all by myself with my dog. And there was this part in the movie where I don't know, something happened to me. And I turned and I was talking already to my brother. Like I was already saying it out loud. And I turned to look because I felt like he was sitting on the couch right next to me. And I'm sure he was. Like I know that now. But I just want you guys to understand the reality of this, right? Like it was like old times. And so I was telling my brother, and as soon as I turned and I saw that no one was there, I was like, wow. Because I felt in my heart of hearts, 11:11 on the clock, I felt in my heart of hearts that he was. But he wasn't. Not physically. Energetically, yes. But physically, no. It wasn't old times. It was an old memory in a new moment. And I remember how thankful I was in that one moment for just being able to experience any amount of time with him. Regardless if we fought, regardless if we didn't get along, regardless of anything. I got to experience time with him. Time that not many people had. So how can you find moments like that to embrace and to rejoice in? That is what will change your life, and that is what will help you overcome the grief. Bottling it up and holding it in only makes it worse, and it only magnifies it because it's trying to be expressed. Spend time to express it. You're going to thank yourself that you did. I love you guys. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we see each other again. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.